Hello, and welcome to the Chronicles of a Dreamworker, a podcast dedicated to exploring and sharing the stories of what happens on the other side when we close our eyes. I'm your host and creator, Katie Thompson. I'm a lifelong intuitive and creative storyteller. I'm a multidisciplinary artist, mother, wife, and advocate. I'm also a dreamworker. In this episode, we're going to continue to focus in on the different types of dream work that are out there. Every role we take on is important, but these roles that we're talking about today tend to be overlooked, yet are absolutely vital to helping us traverse between the dream realms. The first type of dream worker are what I like to call navigators. They're the people who can seemingly appear out of nowhere, even out of context, yet they provide valuable guidance and literal direction on where to go next in our dreams or waking life. You may pass a navigator on the street in your dreams. They may take the form of a police officer directing traffic. These navigators have an innate knowing about where to go and what to do next. They're incredible to interact with because they can come across so unassuming that you could easily let that exchange just pass you on by. But sometimes if you stop and think, what is this person or soul trying to tell you? It's often more than just what direction to go in next physically, but also spiritually. Another helpful role that many take on in the dream realm are those of transporters. Someone has to drive the bus, right? Well, there are souls that have elected to help us get back and forth in the dream realm, just as we do here in the waking realm. They're pilots, boat captains, taxi drivers, and they do their jobs very similarly to how they're done here, only with our higher purpose at their focus. Another type of role I want to touch on and talk about are receptionists and office workers. Yes, cubicles exist in the dream realm. There's work to be done and administrative tasks to complete there just as well. However, what we're working towards isn't some arbitrary goal set by a CEO. We literally help keep the universe organized and moving. I want to talk about the Akashic records. If you're unfamiliar with the concept, the Akashic records are basically a collection of all the events of the universe. And according to Wikipedia, quote, thoughts, words, emotions, and intent ever to have occurred in the past, present, or future in terms of all entities and life forms, not just human. Now, as you can imagine, that would be a lot of information to collect, an infinite amount, actually. But someone has to input this information, and that's where we come in. For some of us, our administrative dream work is to input this information into the Akashic record system every night. Some of us may dip in and out of this work, documenting and organizing as we go, and some of us prefer to do just this type of work. One interesting moment I experienced with this type of dream work, I had left what I was doing previously in my dream and was coming back to my office of sorts. I walk in to find my office mate, an older man with white hair named George, just working away. I turn on my computer and see the document I had been working on. I sat down, got situated, and got to work. At the time, it seemed like such a simple action. Again, maybe one of those instances that you could just be reprocessing a previous event of sorts. I'm a writer. I have probably sat down at a desk to write a million times. But this stood out to me so vividly and carried a weight of responsibility that I wanted to learn more about. In researching, I found out more about the Akashic records and how to access them here in the waking life. It was through a simple guided meditation that I was able to consciously access the records for the first time while awake. And it gave me a much better understanding of the work I was doing while dreaming. Someone has to document all of the infinite happenings in the universe. And I'm not surprised that we help contribute to that in our dream work. And while I believe there are some of us more dedicated to those roles than others, I believe that we can all access the records as we write our own stories in them as well. Speaking of writing, I wanted to take a moment to share an exciting development in my own intuitive journey. I have been an intuitive or highly sensitive person my entire life. I have experienced a combination of abilities, mainly clairsentience, clairvoyance, and clairaudience, but I never really knew what to do with them. For a long time, I was actually afraid of these abilities, but I'm so grateful to be at the point where I'm not afraid and can openly and proudly share about these abilities with others. Finally, for the first time, I'm offering my intuitive services towards helping us all achieve our highest good and the highest good of all. I'm starting off small with one question written readings. I'm offering a very limited amount of these for free. Yes, free. At the moment, I want to focus on developing my practice for the right reasons to help serve spirit and the greater good. You are helping me right now as much as I am helping you. I truly believe that abundance and money will come through leading with my heart this way. So for now, they are free, but not forever. So, how this works is super easy. I will share a link in the podcast description where you can sign up for a free written reading via email. I'll also include it on my socials. You'll receive two emails after you sign up. The first one will be to confirm your subscription. And then after you confirm, you'll receive a second to begin your actual reading. Please check your spam folders. They like to get caught in there sometimes. In the second email, there will be instructions, but basically you'll respond with your question and I'll get back to you within 5 to 7 days with an intuitive written response. That's it. To develop your individual reading, I will utilize a variety of methods, including meditation, automatic writing, oracle cards, and others. Please know that as a practicing intuitive, I'm greatly appreciative of your permission and your willingness to trust me with your questions in order to further my skills. This is not a responsibility I take lightly. Your questions and any relevant information will be kept 100% confidential. As to what kind of questions to ask, I recommend asking more open-ended questions and remaining open to what spirit and your guides may share and how they want to share it is always a good idea regardless. At best, you'll receive the divine guidance you've been looking for. At worst, you've gotten some solid advice from a caring friend. I'm so excited and again grateful for your help as I continue on this intuitive journey. That concludes this episode of Chronicles of a Dreamworker. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear from you and hear more about your dreams, so drop me a message at dreamworkerchronicles@gmail.com. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're catching this on YouTube, and be sure to follow along on your favorite podcast platform. Wishing you sweet dreams. Chronicles of a Dreamworker is a Black Swamp production.